If the thought of issuing and filing your landscaping business's 1099 NECs already has you stressed, you're not alone. After a long season of managing crews, routes, equipment, and customer jobs, dealing with tax paperwork is usually the last thing anyone wants to do. The good news is that filing 1099 NECs doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. When you break it down the right way, it's a very manageable process. And today I'm going to walk you through how to issue and file your 1099 NECs correctly and on time so you can get this off your plate and move forward. By the end of this video, you'll know what information you need, how to complete the form properly, and how to file it with both the IRS and your contractors before the deadline. Everything starts with getting your information organized. The first thing to determine is who actually needs a 1099 NEC. If you're running a landscaping business, you're required to issue a Form 1099 NEC to any individual, partnership, or estate you paid $600 or more to for services during the year. That includes independent contractors and subcontractors who helped you operate your business. So think about those subcontracted mowing crews, irrigation installers, tree trimmers, hardscape installers, mechanics who service your equipment, marketing professionals, or attorneys you paid for services. This only applies to payments made in the course of your business. Now, personal payments, those don't count. The most important document in this entire process is the Form W-9. Now, every contractor should complete a W-9 before you even pay them. That should be a firm policy in your business. The W-9 gives you their legal name, address, tax classification, and their tax identification number, which you will need to file an accurate 1099 NEC. Without this information, you're going to risk filing incorrect forms or triggering what's called backup withholding requirements, which can quickly turn into a big mess for you. So keeping completed W-9s on file for at least 4 years to protect your business makes year-end reporting so much easier. Once your information is gathered, now it's time to complete the 1099 NEC itself. Your business information has to match what the IRS has on file, and the contractor's name and taxpayer identification number has to match their W-9 exactly. The most important number on the form is the total non-employee compensation you paid for services during the year. This includes labor-only work such as mowing, installs, irrigation repairs, or tree services. It's not going to include things like materials, plants, or equipment. So taking a few extra minutes to verify this number against the records you have is also going to save you from having to file a correction later on. Once the forms are completed, the final step is filing and delivery. And this is where timing becomes critical. You have to provide a copy of the 1099 NEC to your contractor and file the form with the IRS by January 31st. Now, for this tax year, because January 31st falls on a Saturday, the deadline is pushed forward to Monday, February 2nd of 2026. This deadline applies whether you file electronically or by paper. And here's where I want to pause for a moment, because missing this deadline can get real expensive real fast. The IRS assesses penalties per form, not per business. So if you're up to 30 days late, the penalty is $60 for each 1099 NEC. If you file more than 30 days late but before August, that penalty jumps significantly. And if you file after August or don't file at all, the penalty increases again. And if the IRS determines that your business intentionally ignored the filing requirement, the penalty can reach hundreds of dollars per form with no maximum cap. For landscaping businesses that work with multiple subcontractors, those numbers can add up quickly. This is why filing on time and filing correctly really does matter. For most businesses, electronic filing is going to be your best option. It's faster, it's more secure, and it gives you confirmation that the IRS received your forms. Also, if you're filing 10 or more forms total, electronic filing is going to be required. Now, you can file online through the IRS's IRIS system, or you can use an IRS-approved third-party provider. Now, if you discover that you made a mistake after you've filed your forms, don't panic. A corrected 1099 NEC can be filed by checking the corrected box and sending the updated form to both the IRS and to the contractor as soon as possible. When everything's done, keep copies of your filed 1099s for at least 4 years. If you want extra support as you work through this, I've created a digital guide called the 1099 Filing Fundamentals for Landscapers. It walks you through the entire process step by step, explains common mistakes that trigger IRS audits, and includes deadline reminders and decision tools specifically for landscaping business. It's a great companion to this video if you want something you can reference while you're pulling reports and preparing your forms. Now, if this video helped you feel more confident about filing your 1099s, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. And don't forget to check out the link to that guide in the description. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. My community and I are happy to help. Thanks for watching, and here's to a stress-free tax season.